Morning all, end of the year, catch up video before we break for Christmas, our last day in today. Until it's Christmas, we've got our Christmas decoration up. Few bits and pieces, we've emptied the workshop out a lot. One of the reasons is the lathe that you can see hanging around in the far corner broke a few weeks ago. I've got a replacement coming in over Christmas, and to do that we need to empty and clear out this space here. And I've got a set of forks coming in to do a lot of that, so we've slimmed down the workshop as much as we can. The Mito 350 is starting to look really nice. Customers got all his bodywork done separately and brought it all in, and we've started to fit and test fit bits. It's all looking really well. Dashboard works nicely. I do like that Translogic dash. It's really clear compared to a lot of digital ones that I fit. All the electrics on the bike are working. I'm just still wiring in a speed sensor and a quick shifter. Not far off at all, really. Lots of little cribbing jobs. We've still got to make a bracket for this. Why these master cylinder manufacturers don't make some sort of reservoir mounting point, I know it's going to be different on every bike, but they could at least give you a lug to attach a bracket to. We need to create a bracket from there down to there. Anyway, not a major job, but anyway. The 3MA, the cylinders are done. Andy at 2T Engineering rang me yesterday. They're coming back to us in the new year, and then we can refit those, get that done. T500 Suzuki, we're getting quite familiar with these. Customer just wants a top-end refresh on this. We've done it yesterday. We've had the cylinders off. New pistons are in. Everything's going to plan. Everything's going back together. Oscar's job today is to finish it off and probably fire it up, maybe. To do that, though, we need to get onto the dyno, which I'll show you in a minute why we can't do that at present. That's its tank and its panels and its exhaust. The GT550, this is our first job for Christmas to strip this down and get the crank seals changed. The other one's gone out, and we've emptied a lot of stock out the workshop now, so we've got the space to dismantle that. The VF400, cam chain tensioners, cam chain slippers, all the bits that are getting changed. The customer managed to find 2 cam chain slippers in good nick from eBay. We managed to get all the other parts brand new old stock. 2 cam chain tensioners, 2 camshafts that we needed, one of the camshaft followers. Now all these bits we thought were going to be obsolete and no longer available, but we've managed to track them down. That'll go back together just before Christmas. Ducati Superlight. Now this is a gorgeous bike. These are one of my favourites. Doesn't look quite the same without its bodywork on. This has been into us before, and when it came in we noticed that the paint had some imperfections in it. It looked really immaculate and standard, but it turns out it wasn't. It had been resprayed and the paint was slightly soft. At some point in its life it probably had a cover on it, and the cover had just dimpled into the paint where it had touched. Then the customer lifted the tank up one day to do a bit of work underneath and some bonnet checks, and some paint spilled out the back of the tank cap and it took the paint off the tank. So at that point we thought, right, so we've taken all the bodywork off, we've taken it to a local spray shop, Charlotte, who does all the bits and pieces for us. That's going to get resprayed. So this chassis is actually going back to the customer today. It'll be out of our way for probably up to about 4 to 6 weeks, I think, while Charlotte does the bodywork, and then it'll come back in and we'll refit it all. SRX, this is not quite standard. It's electric start, water-cooled top-end SRX engine in the standard air-cooled kickstart style frame. It's coming for us to finish off the pipework on the radiator. Customer's done a lot of work on it himself. That pipe needs joining. The water pump is actually down inside the frame rails down there. He's mounted an electric water pump in there. It's a really nice job. It's been very well thought out, really nicely done. The exhausts are beautiful. So a little bit of finishing off to do on that. One of the early jobs for next year. Now, I wouldn't normally have one of these sorts of bikes in just because of the amount of space it takes up, but it's a girder fork, chop, lowrider sort of thing, with the GSX 750 engine in. We did the carbs on it, just the carbs for the customer a few weeks ago, and when he got it back and tried to fit them, it still wouldn't start, and then he had fuel coming out one of the carburetors, so we said, well, bring it in, we'll have a look. The ignition system is the main fault. It had a poorly spark, and the wiring was dreadful. I fitted a Boyer Branson, which you can see hanging over the side there, and I've got some more work to do on that, but we're getting there. The Samurai, again, the crank's coming back to us in the new year, and we'll carry on with that. The reason we can't get the other bike on the dyno at the moment is because the RD500 is on. We've got rolling road testing doing at the moment, running in testing, so all we're doing is starting it up, going up and down the gears. We've got temperature sensors on the thermostat housings, front and rear cylinder banks. I've got a 4-channel exhaust sniffer system, so I can sense the exhaust gases in all 4 cylinders at once. I can't yet wire it into the dyno is the problem. I'm waiting for Susie at Dynapro to make me a cable so I can connect it up. I'm really hoping that can be done soon. It's been a little bit of time at the moment. That's about it. So, last day in, I'm taking a trip up to Mick Abbey's. I'm taking the Ducati back to its owner, and then I'm going to Mick Abbey's and picking up a 3XV Yamaha that he's done a set of pipes for. We're fitting a Zealtronic ignition to that one. The customer sent me the Zealtronic ignition box. I'm wiring in and fitting it, and then we're going to set it up on our dyno. So that's today, really. Finish off for the year. Oscar's got a few little jobs and bits to do. It's pitch black outside. Another half an hour before it'll be daylight. Another little job we've done this last week. There's a set of carburetors sat on top of the box there. They are VFR 400 NC30. They've been rebuilt with new seals and re-chromed caps. We've got plenty of all sorts of jobs in at any one time. That set of forks there, we've just swapped. The customer bought us the forks, MT09. Brought us this, which were the Andriani cartridges. Second hand, used before, but he asked us just to take the standard fork internals out and put the Andriani cartridges in for him. Just fill them up to the right amount of oil. So we've done that. We're doing little jobs like that all the time, week in, week out. People just bob things in. There's a brake caliper under the bench, that same bench. Customer just asked us to strip it, rebuild it and put it back together for him. It keeps us going. We're struggling to get through the amount of work we've been asked for. January and February are very full. March is filling up. We've booked work into next year's winter diary, where customers couldn't get them into this year. And we've still got a few bikes in the lockup to drag out and get worked on as well. So it never ends. The aim for this next coming year, I think, is to try and find ourselves a bigger unit. If we can find a bigger unit, I can hopefully take on another engineer, because the 3 of us, me, Oscar and John, without them, I just wouldn't have got through this year at all. But the 3 of us are working hard to get through what we do, and we're struggling to keep up with it. It'd be great to have another member of the team, but we can't fit 4 engineers in our tiny little workshop. We have filled it to the rafters, literally. So we will see. 2026 will bring some more changes, I'm sure. We'll keep building and building as we do. Thank you to all my customers, though. We've done well over 210, I think, at last count, 210 separate motorcycle repairs this year, which is just outstanding, really. It's amazing. That's increased every year. It's stayed sort of over 200, but it's gone up a bit. But it's because we literally just can't get any more in the diary. That's pretty much your maximum of what you can do with 3 engineers in a small workshop. But it's customers coming back to us all the time, and new customers week in, week out. And mainly recommendations. Thank you to anybody that recommends us to people. We really do appreciate it. And we appreciate that you trust us to work on and fix your motorbikes. Bit of a break now. Couple of weeks, well, a week and a bit off for us all. Get our breath back and come straight back into the new year. Full of energy and raring to go, probably. So yeah, have a good Christmas, everybody. Have a good break. And yeah, let's see what the new year brings.